everybody, this is BroncoJuggalo, and you may be wondering why you're looking at pictures of my children. You may also be wondering why you're seeing the perfect man behind the picture of my daughter. Well, that is because that's a gift for a friend. Today is day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas Horror, created by Horrific Nightmares JM, and I am doing the movie Silent Night from 2021. Directed by Camille Griffin, and stars Keira Knightley as Nell and Lily Rose Depp as Sophia. A married couple holds a yearly Christmas dinner at their country estate. This year, though, a pact has been made under desperate circumstances that holds deadly consequences. Now, this movie has a 5.7 IMDb rating, and it made $439K at the box office. Don't know how much the budget was. It didn't say. This movie was finished just before the UK went into lockdown for COVID back in 2019. So it took a while for this movie to come out. I couldn't find out much else about it. So I'm just going to jump into pros and cons. Now, this is basically a commentary on the British government perceived human rights violations. Now, for me, that's a con, because even though I don't mind a little bit of a message, when it gets kind of heavy-handed in the movie and it takes away from what the movie could be, it bothers me. Now, the other con is that the plot is ludicrous. All right, guys, here comes the spoilers. So turn it off here if you don't want to hear them. In this movie, a deadly cloud has spewed up from the earth that is tired of us polluting it, and it is going to kill off everybody on the planet. And it kills you off in horrific, painful ways. So to ease the suffering of, well, some of the people, they didn't give it to the poor people and to the homeless and all that. The UK government gave out a pill, which is basically a suicide pill to all its citizens, well, at least the ones they deemed worthy, to take away the suffering and let them go out easy on their own terms. So this group of friends decided to hold this Christmas party the night before the cloud was going to hit them, which was on Christmas Eve, and they decided to all take the pill together with their children and all that. That is why you were looking at a picture of my children and my family. Well, that, and also I don't have the DVD for this. This movie, I know that it affected Joe in this way. He thought it was very horrific. This movie should affect anybody with children that way, I guess. The thought of having to kill your children to keep them from suffering. But for some reason, and maybe it's just because I'm an asshole, it didn't bother me whatsoever. That nothing about this film was scary. Okay, not a thing. The plot makes absolutely no sense. There is no way that would ever happen. You know, there's no scientific evidence to ever support this theory. And you could say, well, you got to suspend your disbelief and, you know, all that. And yes, there's suspending disbelief, and then there's just total outright fantasy. If you want to make this a fantasy film, fine. Make it a fantasy film. But they labeled it as a horror film, and for me, there's nothing horrible in this movie. There's no horror. There's no scares. There's nothing horrific. There's one kid that we get to see die in the bad way, and it's really not even that bad. He just kind of convulses a little bit. And then later on, his parents think he's alive, and they pull him back, and his face has blood on it. There's like really nothing scary about this movie at all. I do like the movie, however. I just think it was really misclassified as a horror film. I guess you could say it's a horror film, but I don't think it is. That's just my opinion, though. You don't have to agree with it. Just my opinion. I don't think that this was a horror film, and I don't know. But it's classified as one, and it's a Christmas film, and I decided to review it. But I did really like this film. I don't want you to get that idea that I didn't like the movie. The movie is really good. It's a lot of fun. The characters are fun. The conversations are fun. Everything that leads up to what happens at the end is a fun film. It's just, you kind of get to know these characters, and you get to like some, dislike others. but it's a fun film. There's a little girl in this movie that bugged the hell out of me. In fact, this is not a pro or a con, but all the kids in this movie needed an ass whooping. Every single one of them. Well, maybe the two twin boys weren't so bad, but the others were just horrific little bastards, and I just wanted to kill them all anyways. You know, I've started to realize that aside from my own children, I really don't like kids that much. Well, it's not really true, but kids just annoy me, especially kids in these damn movies. It's like, can they ever get kids that aren't just annoying little shits? Anyways, though, pros. There's a conversation that happens in this movie about who the people fucked and who they'd like to fuck. And that was absolutely hilarious. In fact, this whole movie is pretty funny. The dialogue in it's funny. It is also classified as a comedy, a dark comedy, but a comedy still. And I did really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun watching this film. Another pro is that during the movie, they're watching E.T., which is pretty cool. They play some video games, the kids do. They watch movies, they watch an E.T. I think that's dope. You know, I just think that there were some problems with the film, but it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the film. I did really enjoy it. I just kept waiting on the scare, and I was disappointed that I never got anything horrific. I guess it's the idea. Yes, I get that the idea is a terrible idea, but the fact that it can't happen made it to where it didn't bother me. You know, it didn't give me that feeling of, you know, absolute terror for my children. It didn't give me, because I knew that this could not happen. It's not like in it's not like in Pet Sematary where the kid gets hit by the truck. That can happen. You know, or a killer could kill your children, or even, in my opinion, demon possession could happen. But this, the earth just deciding it's had enough and spews out a cloud out of the ground and to kill everybody, I'm sorry, that just doesn't happen. The closest that it comes is a volcano erupting and the fumes from that, and they may be toxic, but it's not going to kill off the whole earth. Anyway, really cool effect though. It was pretty cool, I guess. My final pro is Lily Rose Depp. She is beautiful, and she has a great performance in this film. Now, Lily Rose Depp is an actress I was first introduced to in the film Yoga Hosers, because I saw that one before I watched Tusk. I didn't even know they were related. Now, going back, I would recommend watching Tusk first, then watch Yoga Hosers. Yoga Hosers gets shit on a lot. I really like that movie. I think it's awesome. But I really liked her in that, and I think she does a really good job in this. She definitely got acting chops from her father. I think that she gives one hell of a performance. Her story is the one that I truly related to. Even though I am not a woman, I cannot have children, and her part of her story, another spoiler here, is that she had just found out like a couple days before that she was pregnant, and now she doesn't know if she wants to take the pill, even knowing full well she will die if she does not. She's going to die anyways. She didn't want to take it because she didn't want to kill her child. And again, there's messages here. Now that is, you know, whatever you want to believe in, that's your right. That's you know, whatever you want to do, your body, your choice. I totally agree with that, 100%. You know, I have my own opinions on whether you should or not, but it's not my job to tell people what to do. So, whatever. You know, therefore, there is yet another message that I think the director and writers of this film must have felt strongly about. And it's kind of pushed towards you a bit heavy-handed, but I can understand why she was going through such turmoil. And the performance she gives shows the turmoil she's in. And I really did enjoy her part of it very much. I thought all the acting was really good, but she was exceptional. Guys, this was a fun movie. Don't let my cons steer you away from it. It's just my honest thoughts on the film. And, yeah, you got to look at pictures of my wife and kids for a while. Yeah, cool, huh? Aren't they cute? Their hair's a mess. Their hair is always messy. We do their hair for them on picture day, and by the time the picture comes, their hair's a mess. Oh, my kids. They like to run. They like to play. Their hair gets messed up. All right. I hope y'all are having a great Christmas season. Peace out.